For the longest time, video games have been utilizing split screens, primarily in multiplayer modes, but several games are able to effectively incorporate split screens into lovely cutscenes and sometimes even in the gameplay itself. Today's games still heavily rely on this functionality. But what if I told you that Filmora X can natively provide the same split screen capability for content creators that you see in these video games? Maybe you've got an idea in your head but just don't know how to pull it off. Or maybe you just simply need a quicker and easier way to make use of split screen functionality. Well, if either one of those is the case, then stick around, because in today's video, we're going to take a look at how Filmora X does just that. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and head on over to the lab. And so here we are back in Filmora X this week with a blank canvas to start things off. To get things started here, we're going to go ahead and click on split screen in the upper left hand corner. This is going to bring up all of the split screen templates, and as you can see, there's 30 in total. Next, we're going to go ahead and highlight one of these templates that has 3 sections there. As you can see, I'm just going to bring this down into our timeline on track 1. And this is where Filmora has done a wonderful job at making it so easy. You see, we got a few sample images here from Storyblocks. All we need to do for this template that we selected is to go ahead and drag in the images and just drop them on top of which section we want them to appear. Double clicking on any of the images that we've gone ahead and dropped in brings up this nice little widget here where we got quick editing options there. You can zoom in and zoom out with this slider bar here. We can bring up the advanced editor for the split screen by either clicking on this button here or this button over here. We'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and drag in our second image here in spot number 2. Line that one up just right. And our last here in spot number 1. All right, we got everything oriented just right. So let's go ahead and go into the advanced section. Inside our advanced edit window, we of course get a preview of our selections. We can zoom in and out here, of course, with the zoom in and out wheel. We can also click on each of these individual elements if we wanted to make adjustments to them. But let's go ahead and preview this. And you see the animations there. And if we go ahead and click on our very first image and come here to the upper left hand corner and click on image, this is where we can make those adjustments we were discussing earlier. You can rotate this image. Let's go ahead and play around with this one and cant this one a little bit sideways. Scale this one in just a little bit. Position it just where we want it. All right, that's just about right. Let's go ahead and minimize this section. And auto enhance again, if you just wanted to see how it will look with Filmora, you can go ahead and enable that. Next, our color tab here, the all familiar screens here, where of course you can go ahead down here, the lower hand, play with these LUTs and see how they change the images as well. Filmora has some pretty neat ones here for the right situation and some extreme ones like this cyberpunk one. Let's go ahead and clear that one out. The animations tab allows you to go ahead and make keyframe edits or to go ahead and make preset adjustments, fly in, fly out, slide right, of course, to these elements as well. But since we went ahead and rotated the first image, let's do the same to the third. Make our adjustments to the scale. And let's reposition it just where it needs to be. All right, looks about right. And since we went ahead and made that auto enhancement adjustment to the color on our first object, let's go ahead and, for consistency's sake, do the same with our second and third elements as well. And quick preview here. So now that we're back here at the main screen in Filmora, trivia time. Let's go ahead and lock track 1, go back up to our split screen templates and bring down one that has 2 elements here into the same track. So if we bring our playhead right above that element, why are we not able to see a preview of it? Well, of course, because it's on the exact same track as the one that we hid, we're unable to see anything on that track. But if we quickly unhide it, then of course we can see that the preview is there. Let's go ahead and hide it again. And if we drag this above track 1, Filmora automatically creates a new track for us. Let's go ahead and drag in videos this time instead of still images. Here, of course, is our first one and our second one. Let's go ahead and change the duration here to 30 seconds. The top clip is only 10 seconds, but of course, this element here that we discussed earlier, if checked, you see the animations there, basically the outlines and the lines between the elements, and if you uncheck it, you see that there is no motion. Also, one thing to note is that for videos, after one of the elements is done playing, as you can see here up top, it's just gonna freeze there at the very end while the other videos continue to play. Let's go ahead and stop this one and re-enable the split animation feature. And again, because that top track is only 10 seconds, let's change the duration here. So back in the advanced split screen edit window, we can see the image in its entirety. Sometimes it's all about making the proper selection when choosing the templates. As you can see here, there's a lot of missing elements there and here, so we may need to go back into the template and choose another one. But before we do that, let's go ahead and hide our second track, and then we'll go ahead and pull down our new template. Here right on top, let's change our duration to 10 seconds to match the other one. And let's go ahead and bring in our exact same 2 video files. Let's go ahead and play them to see if we need to make any adjustments, and it looks like we do. Off screen there, let's go ahead and drag this in. All right, looks to be just about right. Play it again. All right, yeah, we can work with this. This is still Filmora, and as such, even with split screen, all the other wonderful options are still available: titles, elements, transitions, and effects. Let's drag this flame here and let's just take a look at how this might look. Okay, see, we're working with something there. Let's go ahead and try to find something just to spice this one up just a bit. There we go. Drop down this little laser here. Do some edits to this one, some slight tweaks. Readjust that position there. We know the car is going to drive by. All right, there we go. All right, and that doesn't look too bad, but let's see if we can enhance that just a little bit. Find another element. Maybe we can bring in, let's pop some smoke here. All right, chroma key that black out. Let's go ahead and resize this, bring this one up. All right, there we go. And let's bring our laser beam on top of the smoke. See how that looks. So during playback, of course, we notice a little bit of choppiness. So we're gonna go ahead and render this file real quick and go ahead and fast forward it just a wee bit so we can get that here a little bit quicker. So let's go ahead and hit our render button here. And once this render's done, let's go ahead and play this back one more time. All right, yep. Playback is pretty smooth, so we can see there that our effects don't look so bad. We're comfortable with that. Here again for just this quick overview, but let's go ahead and do a quick fade to black. Let's go ahead and play around with that and see how that's gonna be. And as you can see here, if you're unsure if a change will require a render, go ahead and see if you can even hit that play button, which of course we cannot here. Let's bring in some sound, laser beam effects, there we go. All right, maybe a little bit of overkill there on those sound effects, but we'll let you be the judge there. For again, every creator has a vision for his or herself there. Just making a little bit more minor tweaks here and there. Finish it up. Let's go up to the laser. Let's go ahead and shrink this one to make it line up with the ending of that sound effect, and render this one more time. And let's take one final look at the results of our second split screen creation. But that showed us one last thing that was wrong. As we can see there, the fade to black doesn't line up properly, and so it looks like we can see the images underneath for just a split second longer. So let's go ahead and polish that up. But as we said before, the purpose of today was to show how Filmora X can make it so easy to use split screen if that's something that you have in mind for one of your projects. Again, the sky is truly the limit, and I hope that over the course of the next few weeks, along with the few videos we've done so far about Filmora, that you can go ahead and take it to the next level. If there's something that you're thinking about, but you seem to be stuck in a rut, don't know how to perfectly execute that, or just need a thought jogger, then feel free to always drop a comment down below and perhaps we can come up with a solution together. But again, we learned about the masking technique last week, and here today, split screen. Next week, what we got in store is we're gonna actually combine these two. As you can see here, this is the template that we're gonna use. And here's a hint on what may be in store.